Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you guys today? I hope you guys are doing really well. And today I'm here with you guys with a special story time. And this special story time is about Eid al-Fitr. That's right. And Eid al-Fitr is celebrated by Muslims all over the world after they have completed their fasting during the month of Ramadan. That's right. And Eid al-Fitr is on the 1st of Shawwal. That's right. And Eid al-Fitr is, a gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all the Muslims around the world, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to give gifts to all the Muslims because they have fasted for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have stayed away from food and drink and all their worldly desires, right? And they have helped the poor. They have read lots of Quran. They have done lots and lots of prayer. They have done everything possible that they could, or tried to do everything possible that they could to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's 99 names is Al-Wahhab. And Al-Wahhab means the giver of gifts. What does Al-Wahhab mean? It means the giver of gifts. That's right. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us lots and lots of gifts, right? He has given us the gifts of blessing us with lots and lots of food, really nice clothes, nice cars to go in, lots and lots of toys, and really loving mom and dad and brothers and sisters, right? So these are all of these are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's gifts for the humankind, right? And you know how Muslims know that the new month is coming and Ramadan is over? You're right. They look for the new moon. And the new moon, what shape is it? You are right. It's a crescent. That's right. And they see the new moon. They know that the month of Ramadan has come to an end. And the next day is Eid. And how do Muslims celebrate Eid? They celebrate Eid by, dressing in their best clothes. They make lots and lots of yummy treats to share with family and friends. And in the morning, they go to the masjid for Eid Salah. That's right. And then after that, they meet with their families and friends and have fun together, eat together. They exchange gifts or money. And, it's just a day full of celebration and lots of fun. All right, so today I have a song for you guys, which is about Eid, and I made the song for you. Are you ready to sing it with me? All right, let's sing it, and it goes like this. Eid is here, how do you think I know? I just saw the new moon, that is how I know. Clap your hands, tap your feet, wiggle your fingers and show some teeth. Eid is here, that is how I know. Eid is here, how do you think I know? The lights are bright, there are lots of sweet delights, that is how I know. Clap your hands, tap your feet, wiggle your fingers and show some teeth. Eid is here, let's all shout hooray, hooray! All right, nice job singing the song with me. And now let's get ready for the story. To get ready for the story, get your listening ears out. Find a comfortable spot, sit down nicely, crisscross applesauce on a chair, a sofa, a recliner, a comfy cushion, a bed, whatever you feel like, and let's listen to the story. So, the story that I'm going to read today is called Eid Kareem, Ameer Saab. And this story is written and illustrated by Fawzia Gilani-Williams, which means Fawzia Gilani is the person who wrote the words and also drew the pictures in this book. Let's start the story. Once upon a time, there lived a rich man named Ameer. He was called Ameer Saab because he was so wealthy. Ameer Saab had the biggest house, the biggest car, and the biggest bank account. Almost everything he had was big, but Ameer Saab was a selfish man. He didn't like to part with any of his money. Because of this, he only kept one servant, Rahim, and he would make Rahim do all the cooking, all the cleaning, and he only paid him a very small wage. Tomorrow was Eid, but Ameer Saab didn't care. He didn't like Eid at all. It is just a waste of money, he would mutter. Ameer Saab didn't even offer salah, and he would never ever give zakah. "This is all my money," he would say, "and nobody's getting any of it." That afternoon, after Rahim had served Ameer Saab his meal, he stood waiting to ask him a question. Ameer Saab looked at Rahim. "I suppose you want a day off tomorrow," he scowled. "Inshallah, if you please, Ameer Saab," said Rahim. "If it's no trouble." "It is trouble," shouted Ameer Saab. "You make sure you are here extra early the next day." "Jazakallahu khairan," Ameer Saab thanked Rahim, "and Eid Mubarak to you." "Eid? Ha! A waste of time and money," growled Ameer Saab. "Finish your work and be off with you, Rahim." Rahim quickly finished his chores and rushed off home to his family to prepare for Eid. That evening, Ameer Saab ate so much that his stomach began to hurt. Finally, he called the doctor. "It's nothing serious," said the doctor. "Take a long walk and you will feel fine again," he advised. So Ameer Saab slipped on his walking shoes and began to walk. Along the way, he saw a woman holding a baby. The baby was crying and crying. "Please, brother," began the poor woman. "I need to buy medicine for my baby. Please, could you spare some money?" Ameer Saab just turned his nose in the air and walked away, pretending that her baby is sick, "just to steal my money," he muttered to himself. A little while later, Ameer Saab passed a man in the street. "Assalamu alaikum, brother," called the man, trying to get Ameer Saab's attention. But Ameer Saab said nothing. He frowned and looked at the man, angry that his walk had been interrupted. "Brother Ameer, we're collecting money for the poor. It's Eid tomorrow. Would you like to make a donation?" "I have nothing to spare," replied Ameer Saab, and quickly moved on. Meanwhile, Rahim was home with his family. His wife had washed clothes for their 3 children for Eid tomorrow. She had cooked some potato rolls. Rahim's family was poor. Sometimes they didn't even have enough to eat, but somehow they managed. Every day they thanked Allah for everything they had. Rahim's wife emptied an old tin box onto the table, and out fell lots of small coins that she had collected all year long. She picked up 3 coins and handed the rest to Rahim. "Please go and give this money to the widow Halima and to the orphan who lives at the end of the street," she instructed. By now, Ameer Saab happened to walk by a mosque. It was almost Maghrib time. But he did not go to the mosque, and he did not even offer salah. Outside the mosque sat 2 young boys reading verses from the Quran. They read Surah Ma'un. Then they read the translation, and this is what they said. "Do you see the one who denies the judgment to come? Such is the man who pushes away the orphan and encourages not the feeding of poor. So woe to the worshippers who are neglectful of their prayers, those who want to be seen of men but refuse to supply even neighborly needs." Ameer Saab heard every word they said, but pretended not to. He hurried down the road. Soon after, he came to a boy dressed in rags. "Please, dear brother," said the boy, "please give me some money so I can buy some bread." "I've got no money for you," shouted Ameer Saab. "You lazy scoundrel, get a job." The boy hung his head down and walked away with tears in his eyes. As the sun went down, Ameer Saab got home. He felt much better. His stomachache had gone. Soon after, he settled down to sleep on his big, comfortable bed. But during the night, he began to have nightmares. First, he saw his father crying and wailing, "Ameer, Ameer, listen to me, my son. Listen to my words." Ameer Saab was terrified. "My son, all you care about is money. You never pray. You never give charity. You ignore the sick and the poor. Oh, Ameer, if you don't change your ways, it's not going to be good. Change your ways so Allah can reward you." Ameer Saab suddenly let out a cry and woke up. "Oh, it was only a dream, just a dream," he told himself. It wasn't real. Eventually, he calmed himself down, then went back to sleep. Not long after did he begin to have another nightmare. This time he saw a woman with a baby sobbing. "Help me, help me, my baby is sick," cried the woman. In the dream, Ameer Saab looked at the woman and he suddenly saw the face of the mother. Ameer Saab let out a scream so loud that it woke him up. He was sweating. "It's just another bad dream," he told himself. "It's just a dream." After what seemed like a long while, Ameer Saab went back to sleep again. But soon he was having another nightmare. This time, in his dream, his gold and silver was wrapped around his neck like a chain. He could hardly walk. Just then he saw the boy dressed in rags lying in a corner. He touched the boy's hand and it felt cold and lifeless. Ameer Saab let out a thunderous cry, "Ah!" and sat up on his bed with a jump. Oh, it was just another dream, he sighed, and he felt relieved. Ameer Saab climbed out of bed and washed himself, and then for the first time in a long, long while, he made a wudu. Do you know what wudu is? Wudu is what Muslims do before they start their 5 daily prayers. That's right. After praying and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, he changed into a fresh suit of clothes and filled a bag full of money and a basket full of food. All night long he roamed through the streets until finally he found the boy dressed in rags. The boy was sleeping, huddled up against a brick wall. Ameer Saab left the basket of food and a handful of gold coins next to the boy. Next, he began to search for the woman with the baby, and not long after, he found her sitting under a tree with her baby, who was fast asleep. "Assalamu alaikum," said Ameer Saab. "Walaikum assalam, brother," returned the mother. "Here, this is for medicine and for Eid," said Ameer Saab, and he dropped 2 handfuls of gold near the baby. "Subhanallah, Subhanallah, oh Allah bless you," cried the mother, gathering the coins. She was so happy, and so was Ameer Saab. It felt good to help someone in need. Ameer Saab then spent the rest of the night slipping gold coins under the doors of poor people. Finally, it was time for Fajr. He could hear the adhan, and he walked in the direction of the mosque. When he got there, he filled the charity box with money. In the mosque, he greeted everyone with salam, taking their hands and giving them all a warm shake. Everyone was pleased to see him. After Salatul Eid, Ameer Saab gave money to the children around him and wished everyone Eid Mubarak. He saw Rahim and rushed up to him and embraced him. "Eid Mubarak, Rahim!" cried the happy man. Rahim looked at Ameer Saab in disbelief. He couldn't believe his eyes. "Eid Kareem, Ameer Saab!" exclaimed Rahim with his eyes and mouth wide open. Ameer Saab gave Rahim a big hug and placed something in his hand. Rahim watched Ameer Saab walking around and greeting everyone. He felt very happy. Then he looked at his hands, and there lay 5 gold pieces. "Subhanallah," cried Rahim. From that day on, Ameer Saab was a changed man. He still had the biggest house, and the biggest car, and the biggest bank account, but he shared his wealth and never turned anyone away. He gave to the poor, the sick, and the needy, and he always was seen at the mosque to offer the 5 daily salah. MashaAllah. The end. So, did you like the story? I think it was really good. And it tells us that we should always help those in need, because when we help others, they get happy and we also in return become happy. So I hope you enjoyed the story. Eid Mubarak to all of you, and inshallah I will see you next time with another story time. Assalamu alaikum.